The first key lesson that I've learned is consistency is way better than seeking perfection. I've now spent countless hours on this YouTube channel over the last 4 months that has been active, ranging from shooting videos, posting videos, capturing thumbnails, editing the videos themselves, and actually coming up with titles, scripting, you name it, all the activities combined. I've spent countless hours on the videos that you see posted to this channel. And through all those hours, I've learned with each video that as a perfectionist myself, it is a lot better to seek to develop consistency rather than to make sure that every single individual video is perfect, because that's definitely something that I started this channel doing. I would spend many more hours than I needed to on videos that ultimately did not matter. And that's one of the key lessons that I've learned is, yes, I am trying to build something here, something that I can see turning into something great and a big part of my life in the future. However, where I'm at right now, I've very quickly understood that in the grand scheme of things, yes, this channel is important, but the individual videos themselves, the video that I'm working on now, the video I'll work on for next Tuesday, next Friday, so on and so forth, the individual videos themselves at this stage of the process, in the grand scheme of things, really are not important. And it can sound counterintuitive, but I think the more important thing to focus on is the consistency, the act of showing up and putting in the effort to actually stay consistent, because that is what's going to grow this channel, not the amount of effort I put into each individual video. So that's lesson number one. Lesson number two that I've learned over the last 4 months is that titles and thumbnails are everything. And more specifically, the small tweaks, going back to the element of putting more time into anything, if you are going to put more time into the channel, it needs to be towards developing your titles and thumbnails, because another thing that I've learned is that investing that time into that area is going to be the most bang for your buck, the most efficient use of your time. Because what I've found is that, spending the extra time making small tweaks to improve your title and thumbnail is ultimately what allows your individual videos to be successful. And it can very easily, make your video go from what would have been 0 views to your best performing video. And I've definitely seen that over the course of this channel, over the 20 plus videos I've made, all the videos that I've spent more time developing their titles and thumbnails, they have done better. So that is the second lesson I've learned, is if you're going to spend more time on your titles and thumbnails. Lesson number 3 is to build systems rather than just rely on motivation. Again, like I said, this is month 4 of this YouTube channel, and I spent countless hours on the videos. The motivation behind doing YouTube and the desire to make the next video is going to go up and down. It's definitely a roller coaster ride. One day you're going to have many ideas. You're going to be, foaming at the mouth with content ideas for advancing the channel. And other days you're going to be completely tired and not feel like shooting the video. And I promise you that is completely normal. It's something I've been feeling up and down. Even this one today, like I was waking up today, today is Thursday, the day before Friday. It's been a long week, and I definitely have felt that, oh man, I have to shoot a video today. I gotta shoot my 4-month video, right? The motivations are gonna go up and down, but the important thing is that you cannot, whether it be YouTube or any other goal you have in life, you cannot base it based off the feelings of the current day, right? You have to understand that it's going to be the consistency and the actions that build whatever it is you're building. So in this case, this channel, This channel is going to be built based off the actions I take and the consistent actions I take, not the short burst of motivations that I feel that motivate me to take action. Because previously we've talked on this channel about motivation a lot, and the fact that it's actually action that precedes motivation. And so the act of actually taking action today, the first thing I always do before a video is I shoot the thumbnail. I take a couple different photographs and kind of whip them up in Canva and see how the videos might turn out. And I find that, where at the beginning of the process I had zero motivation, after I've created the thumbnail and I feel pretty good about it, now I feel this motivation to follow through and to shoot the video and to go through the entire process in its entirety. So that's lesson number 3. Build systems rather than rely on motivation. And then last but not least, lesson number 4 is to avoid chasing trends blindly. YouTube is another social media platform, right? That's something to understand. And just like any other social media platform, it is highly influenced by the culture and the trends of today, right? And so whatever was popular on YouTube a year ago may not be popular now. And that's the definition of trends. They go up and down. It's all based off the interest and the popularity within modern culture. And I think an important thing to realize, especially as, a rising YouTuber, as someone who's just gotten into the game, advice I would give to anybody else who's in this position or thinking about starting a YouTube channel is to avoid paying too much attention to the trends and overanalyzing, niches and, what do I need to post about? What do I need to make videos about? What will grab viewers' attention? Yes, there's a little bit that goes into that, but I think more of that will be, again, based off the titles and thumbnails. I think my general advice to help avoid burnout is to start by making videos that you are truly passionate about. Choose topics, and you don't even have to choose one topic. You can make videos about whatever you want. One day, if you really like books, then make a video about, a book you recently read. If you like cooking, make a video about your favorite recipe. If you like books and cooking, 1 week, make a video about books. The next week, make a video about cooking. They do not have to be related. I think the biggest key to help develop your consistency, because that is the most important thing to first develop, is that consistency. The most important way to get there is by making sure that you're actually having a good time, because that will help avoid burnout. And so to have a good time, actually make videos that you're interested in instead of just blindly following the trends in order to meet, the status quo or the so-called standards set by the culture, just because you're trying to, in other words, kind of get rich quick or get subscribers quick, right? And I definitely feel that, we want to be successful with our channels, but I strongly advise, go slow and do it with a passion and make videos that you truly like, because if you do it that way, you're much more likely to actually stick with it. And with that, those are my 4 key lessons. At this point, I do want to get into my analytics, because I know that's why a lot of you show up, is to actually see the numbers. So let me just quickly run through those for y'all. So as I said, I've been on YouTube for 4 months now, and here are my analytics. I have 15 subscribers as of today, so thank you all so much for that. I was at 5 subscribers as of my latest video, which is my 3-month YouTube analytics. So within the past month, I've gained 10 subscribers. So that is wonderful news. As for views in the, let me go lifetime. Lifetime views are 344 views. For watch time hours, they are 11.7. And impressions is 13.5 thousand impressions with a 1.9% click-through rate and average duration of 2 minutes and 2 seconds. So those are my analytics. Just a quick rundown and just a quick reflection on those analytics. As I said, I've gained a majority of my subscribers within the last month, and so that is another just piece of encouragement for you all out there who are in a similar boat. Is it's going to start slow. YouTube is a long game, right? You know, the growth that you will inevitably have if you stay consistent will be exponential. You know, it's going to seem like you're not making progress. That's, you know, what I felt. You know, I was super fortunate early on in YouTube to get a short burst of subscribers. In the first month, I gained 5 subscribers, and then it dipped off. For 2 months, I saw nothing, and then it's definitely kind of exploded relatively in the last month. And so that's definitely a word of advice I have for y'all is do not feel discouraged with the numbers you get, the numbers you don't get, because it's definitely a long game. Every channel is different. So I promise you, if you just stick with it, the results, the numbers will come. And so just beginning to wrap up this reflection here, I just want to give a brief overview of what's been working well, as well as what's, you know, been hard and maybe what's not been so well. And so for what has been working for me, working well, is I have developed a consistent posting schedule of twice a week. I started this YouTube channel just doing once a week on Tuesdays, and I've bumped it here in the last month to 2 months to 2 times a week on Tuesdays and Fridays. And my reasoning for that is, you know, if growth is something you want and that's something I want, I'm treating YouTube as, you know, I'm taking it seriously rather than casually. And in order to kind of boost the growth, I saw it fit to, because since I had the time to increase my posting schedule, so that's definitely something I've done. I've doubled it. And so if you're in a position where you feel like you can commit more time because you want that more serious relationship and to get hopefully more dividends back at a faster rate, then that's something I suggest. And so far it's been really working really well for me. I feel very comfortable, and it feels like a nice pace that I can keep consistently and hold myself accountable through the week. So that's something that has definitely been going well. Another thing is the topics I've been doing. This channel has very quickly kind of morphed into kind of like the niche of productivity, motivation, and just kind of self-help. And so that's something I'm definitely going to continue, because it seems, you know, I'm starting to develop a core audience here that is showing me lots of support. So again, thank you all so much for the support, and I'm going to continue to do videos that, you know, you guys are liking, or guys are commenting on, because it seems that you guys are enjoying that kind of content. So I'm going to keep doing that for you. And then quickly to kind of wrap up here, like kind of the things that, what's been hard, what's not been going particularly well, is again, just that growth, you know, going into YouTube. You know, I, just like many of you guys, I've watched tons of, you know, month recaps, you know, 1 month recap, 2 month recap, blah, 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 you know, 6 month recap. We've all seen this other small YouTubers out there who've been posting their goals and their growth. And for a lot of them, they've experienced unbelievable growth within a short amount of time. And I think the biggest wake-up call is that is not universal. That is not the reality for all channels. And so if there's another piece of strong advice I'll give to anybody is, again, go watch other YouTubers recaps, go learn about what other small creators are doing, but don't become obsessed and don't develop a biased or wrong standard of what excellence ought to look like, and then be disappointed when you don't achieve the same numbers that somebody else did. Because the truth of it is, you know, you're 2 different people, 2 different channels, 2 different niches, 2 different sets of equipment. A lot of the times we're all starting at different places, and so it is completely unfair and hard on yourself to judge yourself off the standards of others. So that has been one of my biggest lessons learned here, is that the growth on this channel is not going to be the same as other small creators, but I'm starting to see the growth, and that has been a huge motivator within the last couple weeks. And so kind of closing this out, after 4 months, I can definitely say this. I'm not where I want to be yet, but I know that I'm building something that is worth it. So my call to action to you all is, if you're in the same boat as me, or if you're looking at starting a YouTube channel, I highly, highly recommend it. Even if it's something part-time that you do casually, there are tons of soft skills that I have gotten that you will get if you do this. So take that first step. We were all there at one point or another, and we all took that first step. So take that first step. Don't be afraid of it. And with that, that is all I have for this video. If you gained any value of it or found it entertaining in some way, feel free to stick around on this channel where I post new videos on Tuesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. And with that, I will see you guys on the next one. Godspeed.